Hello and welcome to Change Management Made Easy, a video series providing best practice advice for getting change management right. This is brought to you by Change Proud, a change management training and resources platform. So in this episode, we're going to talk about how you can embed change through leaders. So leaders are absolutely critical to driving any type of change in the organisation, and it mustn't be underestimated how much the effort that you put in terms of engaging leaders and really using them to drive change is going to drive value for you. So here are some first initial steps you should go through in order to get ready to really help leaders to embed the changes that you want to see. So first you need to identify who they are. Leaders is a pretty broad term. Are you just talking about executive level, senior leaders? Is this also about key influencers? So people who are maybe at a management or senior management level, but who are considered a leader in the business. So really getting that upfront piece in terms of be really clear on what your definition of a leader is and how they're going to make an impact. Then you want to spend time with those people, so really understanding where they're currently at in terms of their understanding of what this change initiative is about and what their role is going to be in it. So you could do that through conducting some leaders interviews, workshops, spending time with them and just gathering some of that information on where they're currently at and therefore what they need in order to help them drive the change effort. Third step, it would be useful to do some stakeholder mapping in terms of with these leaders. So there's another video that we have that really goes into detail on how to do stakeholder assessment and mapping. So please go and take a look at that for more detail on this. But it's ultimately helping you understand where these particular leaders are now in terms of the level of influence they can have, and therefore what we're going to need to do to help them be in the right place to really drive adoption of the change. And then you want to create a plan. So a leadership action plan once you've gone through steps 2 and 3, so you've really understood what the needs are. So this is the activity you're going to do to really help leaders drive the change. So helping them to be seen, so through high visibility forums like town hall meetings and road shows, taking them on away days to make sure they're ready and understanding what their role needs to be, helping them really align together around what the change vision is and what they need to do, potentially helping them with some training or development, so such as coaching, and really just enlisting their support and helping them to understand the role they can play as an influencer. So what are some of the other ways that you can really align leaders first off before you get them to really be drivers of the change? Because really for leaders to work best at helping your change be adopted and to be effective, they've got to be aligned on what's important. So it's really helping them understand the influence they have, making sure they agree on what that is so that they can hold each other to account for demonstrating the right behaviours, and supporting them to ultimately be effective advocates for your change. So you really want to be understanding, with them, do they have an understanding of what the core benefits and risks are of the change? Where are there any areas where there might be misalignment, and what are the things they believe in terms of the role they need to play, and how will they support each other in doing that? And then in the box on the page here, we've just listed some common leadership behaviours that should ultimately help you to drive change through. So you could spend time together thinking about what these mean to you, in a workshop, drawing out examples, talking about how you're going to hold each other to account for really demonstrating these behaviours as leaders driving this change through. And then when you're working with leaders and potentially managers, if you're going to do any kind of real coaching or learning with them in terms of helping them to drive the change, which you really want to think about doing if this is transformational long-term change, you want to think about what the core objectives of that might be. So coaching them around new behaviours, so helping them to understand the changes that are affecting their people and how they can confidently communicate messages to their people, making sure they're aware how they can support employees with adopting the change, what potential challenges might come up, and how can they have the best response to that and feel enabled and supported to support their teams. Make sure they've got enough background information to be able to answer employee questions and challenges. And then also really looking at how they can role model the embedded changes themselves. So helping them know what do they do day to day that really demonstrates to people that they're adopting the change and they're committed to it. And then a closer look here at just some of those core leadership capabilities that you might want to think about so that you can really determine whether your leaders that you're looking to drive this change through have got the right skills and knowledge to do this. So what are some of the things that really help to drive change through? Having empathy, being able to put yourself in other people's shoes and understand how they might be feeling about this, what their reaction is going to be, and really being able to empathize with them. Having vision and being able to articulate the vision, telling the story of what the future will look like, doing that in a compelling way so that people want to go on the journey to get to the destination with you. Being ethical, of course, having that strong moral compass and being really transparent in how you're making decisions so that people have trust. They trust you as a leader, and they know, that they can trust the decisions and communication they're getting from you. And then having a coaching kind of style with how they work. So building that supportive environment where employees feel empowered, they feel free to experiment, they feel free to ask questions and be open about what they might not understand. So important to look at these leadership capabilities. You could design some training or coaching around it, or just use it in a workshop to help leaders really think about how they're going to drive have the right behaviors to drive the change through. If you found this video useful, for more easy to use and accessible change management training, resources and templates, please visit Change Proud. Thank you for watching.